What's happening, family? It's your boy David. I'm back again with another video. Light power. Shine so someone can see you. Yes, you can shine too. In this video, we're going to be discussing seeking God outside, okay? And this is something that we can all observe from wherever the part in the world we are. Like, whatever you're born in, an Asian place and they're Buddhist, or you're born in an urban place in East of the United States like me, and you in Christianity, Muslim, whatever it is, um, the idea of seeking God outside actually doesn't actually reflect well in Buddhism. They show you Buddha. But one thing that we don't do is people is that we don't consider us in our image. We don't see that should be a problem. We don't think that we should fix that. That shit's been there for some time. It's not weird to anybody that no black person on the face of the earth has seen any kind of or self-reflecting image in any of these public schools of thought. Let me put it like that. That should be a red flag. Like, if you're not really aware, then that should make you want to become aware of what the fuck is going on. But either way, so seeking God outside, I've seen this, and I know it from Christianity's perspective because that's where I was born and raised in. So pretty much how it goes is like you just imagine that everything that you're going to get from life is going to come from outside. I see that it happens like that on a mental level, mainly because of the image that's been portrayed and the acts and characteristics that God has also been, I'll say, dressed up with as far as the Bible explains. So we kind of expect things to come outside. So like we're kind of like in a begging kind of thing, like a begging perspective. And that just enforces that God is outside. So like we're never actually ever going to think about God being inside until we take time to analyze details, because if you think about Jesus in the wilderness, Jesus actually wasn't in the church. He was the gangster rolling up in the church, like, what y'all doing in here type thing. But he would spend time in the wilderness. Explain that. Explaining the wilderness would explain that he was out where no one was, by himself, in nature, in the woods. And that's nature, like in nature, to find oneself. You get what I'm saying? Because God lives within. And the reason for this explanation is because just imagine living in a city. Where you're going to find time to be in a radius by yourself, like any type of amount of space where you only hear you. Not really often. Not really often. So just think about the idea of the wilderness. It's called solitude. You get what I'm saying? That's how you're able to analyze your own personal consciousness. And consciousness is a word used to explain God in a sense, because consciousness lives through all things. All things are conscious because they have consciousness. A plant is conscious, is growing, is connected to the electromagnetic grid of the earth through the soil. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's alive. You eat that for life. You get what I'm saying? The animals, if you eat animals, the animals eat that for life. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have that, they wouldn't eat. But that comes from the sun. So, like, you just have to understand, like, how they've portrayed life. They've just portrayed life in a way that keeps people subservient. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Keeps people subservient. And yeah, and then you also analyze that what's really funny is that, like, the key aspects of like life, like for example, the word meditate only shows up a couple times in the Bible. Jesus was telling somebody to meditate on this, but he wasn't saying like go sit down and meditate, calm your mind, still your mind. He wasn't saying that. He was saying go and meditate on this. So I don't remember exactly, but the reason why I'm saying that because it's important that meditation is known that is a tool that everyone has access to, free access right now, because that's actually catered and pushed over to the Buddhist area of life. Those types of people. And the funny part about that is Buddha, if you do your research, is actually black. You can see the coils in his hair when they have these statues of Buddha. The coils represents the coils of black African. Buddha was actually a black African, and the image that you're going to see on a regular right here, on a regular moment is going to be of a white one. But that's just photoshopping, really. Want it to look like That's all they've done. This is entire life of taking and photoshopping and copy and paste. That's all they've done. So the reason why we will actually look and see Jesus or think to go outside is because of the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible has a lot of information that's very useful in life. But if you're not careful, if you're not self-aware, the image and the information will actually indoctrinate you and brainwash you into seeing yourself less valuable than who God made. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to disclose exactly everything God made, how God looked, how God did everything. You're just going to look at what they said. And that just causes you to lose self-esteem, not knowing the value of yourself and not being able to feel the value of yourself. And that just increases because it's like an investment. If you invest in hating, you actually make some more in hating. Like your hate increases, but then you're supposed to be investing that in love. So then your love stays dry and it continues to decrease because it has not been replenished with anything. So like that's pretty much what we're going through as far as like a people, and realizing that we shouldn't be putting our energy into this because actually we don't know, it doesn't relate to us. As far as the concepts, we understand what it means to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? We have that reasonable sense. On top of all of that, it would never be necessary for them to even bring or create such an organization like a church if they didn't create the problem to create the solution. That's how this whole world been working. Just watch. They make the problem, then they solve by creating a solution. What they do, they never taught people how to farm, never taught people how to raise food, never taught people how to do nothing like that. And also, never gave black people any type of ownership or ability to create ownership on any type of farming lands and things of that nature because they didn't have access to funds. Or if they did have access to funds, they were brainwashed and using the funds for some type of, bullshit ass lifestyle as like television rapper. You know what I'm saying? So us not having no access to no resources to actually create our own food. Now they make all the food, and our job is to buy the food from them using the money that they gave us because we don't create our own resources. You know what I'm saying? So that also reintroduces to the mind like what your help is going to come from is outside of you. You're not going to help yourself. It's called middleman. You know what I'm saying? A middleman. That's how these pastors be acting like. Middlemen. That's how they be acting like. Because if you were to go within, and it's hard to go within with life. I'm trying to tell you, because like you kind of need time to stop life for a second to just not be focused or concentrate on anything. I got this opportunity as soon as I graduated college, and I went to Costa Rica, and I was able to just research and study. I didn't know what I wanted to learn. I didn't go there with a plan. I just went, and when I got there, I just kind of just let myself be I just chilling. I just let myself be myself. I just started researching about consciousness, started reading about religion, started reading different things that I could relate between the Quran and the Bible, and just understanding etymology and the history of words and like how words are spelled and how the images in mind are used to portray thought. And I'm just using this information to make myself a better person so that I can live to help other people become better. You know what I'm saying? But I just went off on a tangent right there. But I went off on a strong tangent. It was like a choo-choo train. Look. But anyway, I was going to say, when it comes to all this seeking God outside stuff, meditation comes from Buddhism, and they kind of disclose it because they make it look different. So nobody thinks that that's a valuable asset to add of life. You know what I'm saying? You can also observe like Muslims. I'll use the term Muslims, I guess. Yeah, Muslims. They're a lot more structured. I can see that they're more structured, not in the sense like they're just like organized in a sense. Like I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into what they're doing, and I haven't read the Quran, but just from the outside perspective, looking at it from a higher level of awareness, that's kind of what it feels like. But these are all different good essences of being a good human being, a good, responsible, social figure within your community. You get what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like people only get one piece of this, which is, come to church and contribute to this seed of $100 and pray. You know what I'm saying? When have we ever gotten an idea or an instruction of utilizing our thought to build something in this world? Probably not one time. You know what I'm saying? If I was the one, if you ask me, I would say something like, if they were to do an offering at the end of the service, instead of using the offering like they normally would, they need to figure out which one of them young kids in there is starting a business and use that money to help them start the business and put the business on transparent so everybody in the whole church can see the business and just help people. You know what I'm saying? They got all the money. The fuck? What else do you need? Like, excuse me, but seriously. But that's called group economics. That's just utilizing the amount of people that you have to create structures and entities that create more energy for yourselves or money for yourselves, whatever. But you know, these guys, man. Anyway, so I want to keep talking about thinking out or seeking God outside. All these little nuggets, they just coming with it because I don't know, they just coming with it. But so God is consciousness. You're not going to realize your consciousness until you slow down from life, because life is moving so fast that they've actually convinced you to be the physical body, but you're actually not the physical body. You're the spirit. You're the soul within the physical body. This is just your vehicle. It's the same way that you would get in your car and use your car to move from here to there. You would still get out your car at one point. We get out our car at one point. At one point, we're going to leave this planet. We get out of our car. At one point, we're going to take a nap. We're going to go to sleep. We're going to get out of the car. This is just the car, okay? We the being. And when you become the being, you observe the car. You observe what the car is trying to do and what the car is trying to go and things of that nature. And you question and you critique those things. And you're able to tailor the program to create life that's sustainable for you and the people around you. And it's hard to do. And if it's like for me, it was a little hard. So I broke everything. It was kind of hard for me. So hopefully, everybody has to critique their own way, however they want to live. But I just saw my life and I saw the people around me and I saw what was going to be me if I didn't do anything. I was like, no, I have to check all of this shit. I'm leaving. I'm going to Costa Rica. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just going to just read and learn and just learn. That's what I did. But, I'm back in the U.S. right now, by the way. But that's just a side note. But, yeah, so I've watched them. I know that they really believe the text. And that's not that. Well, so when I say that, right, I really mean that they don't believe that they have anything to do with it. That Bible would be nothing if you didn't open it to read it. It's supposed to give you power. It's not power over you. Those are the kind of ideologies you need to be having if you go and read through the book to find something. And, without that being said, most people are like, first of all, not even reading this book by themselves first. Somebody else always reading it to them. And they're not even paying attention. This is the worst part. I don't read the Bible like I'm saying it, like I read it every day. I'm not saying I do that, but I do use it as study because I'm able to pinpoint certain things and translate certain things. But with that being said, like, you just have to not be indoctrinated, because if you're indoctrinated, it's going to be harder for you to hear the God whispering inside of you, giving you clear direction on what you need to be doing as far as like your gifts, your talents, and how you're going to operate and serve in the world. Like, it's all the same stuff, really, as far as life is concerned, but they've kind of labeled things and not told you about certain things, like your intuitive guidance system, your internal guidance system, that's your intuition. Like, they're not going to tell somebody to follow that, because that takes away from the clarity that I know and you don't. So let me teach you. If I say you go listen, ask for yourself, I can't expect you. So I'm not going to tell you that. And that's kind of some of the things that not me, but that's some of the things that I would have experienced when I was growing up in church and things of that nature. But when I've come to the awareness that, first of all, when we talk about Christianity, we have to do some research and realize that nothing that these people ever gave us, we did not give them first. So we can see the clarity in the translations in the story of Horus and Jesus. We can see the translations and the comparisons, and then we can look at the languages and see in Latin and see in Greek and see how the words have been changed and things of that nature. It just gives us power to actually clearly understand why we're not progressing forward in life. It's because we have all these things called mental shackles. So the great thing about church is that we have community. We have a lot of people there. We have love there. There's so many good things about church. I love the aspect of church, but the aspect of religion and the text and the forms by way they've illustrated it And then the purpose by which they use the money, it all just tears things down for me as far as like what leaders are in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Because if we have 100 people in this room and everybody gives $20, you get what I'm saying, for whatever it is, that's what they do on a regular basis for their own things, but they just don't do that for the things of the people and give the people things to do. I've been out of church for about 2 years now, and I haven't heard one time about them doing anything business related for any of the youth. And the only other way to get this currency is to work for it. So I don't know what you're going to celebrate. Just everybody get a job and make money for themselves. I don't get why that's something to celebrate. It don't make sense. It doesn't. Yeah, great. You got it. Got a job. Great. What are you going to do with the money? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to build something that's going to last and outlast you, or what? Like, anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. I don't want to get too hot because that's what happens. I'll be getting hot with this. But, yeah, that's searching God for house, like searching, looking for God outside. I don't even know what it is no more because I don't do it. But looking for God outside, y'all. Looking for God outside. And some of the things that they've been told that they've told us about God are not true. Some of the things that the Bible like explicitly says is not real. It depends on if it's real to you, because if you accept it, then it's real. So don't let me tell you what to think. Realize that you can tell yourself what to think. That's all. Because for me, for example, I couldn't keep in my mind that God would be a jealous God. That's something that the Bible blatantly says, and I've heard preachers use this. But it wouldn't really make sense. It will make sense in the explanation that they're creating, but in logical sense, God jealous? The creator of all things be jealous of something that it created? No, I don't really think so. No, you just make another one. No. Why? Jealous? Jealous? No. That's a human emotion that comes in when you're experiencing lack. That's not God-like. I don't see God with lack, so I don't think God is jealous. Oh, you got 3, 4, 5 pieces of gold that I made and you found? What? Anyway, it logically don't make sense. That's why I just choose not to go, because I just don't know how to pretend like I'm hearing something saying or something correct. I can't pretend. I don't know how to, and I'm happy I don't. I don't want to know how. Shit, I don't want to know how. Keep that knowledge. Keep that knowledge. Shit. But either way, look, finding God within is a process. It is a process of actually learning yourself. It's crazy. Your relationship with God is your relationship with yourself. I mean, if you see God to be external, that's up to your sight. You get what I'm saying? But also we have to realize that we're using this English language. So when we say something, we're indirectly not saying it in a way. So if I say, for example, I love this. This is one of my examples with church that kind of gets under my skin. It's like, come and seek the face of God. That's what it says on a flyer, something like that. And when I see that, indirectly it says, you're not going to see God anywhere else, so come here. And I just don't really feel like that's good. But that's what happens with the English language. When you say something, you're indirectly not saying it. So that's how people catch people in the lies, is because they say things correlating with what they would. It's weird. But I'm pretty sure just based on how I kind of broke it down, you can kind of get an understanding of what I said by what I'm saying. I can give you an imagery representation. So it's like shining a flashlight on something, right? You can see the face of it, but then the back create the shadow. That's kind of like a sentence in the English language. It always create that shadow. It's like, I don't really know what you're saying. It's weird. But either way, that's the end of this video, y'all. Seeking God outside. I just broke it down and showed why. Did I give some solutions, though? Okay, so I'm going to bring some solutions before I get out of here. Some solutions, I would say the first one is meditate, but that's why I gave that example, and I disclosed that it's kind of been pushed into that sector of life as far as what you can see that looks normal in this mind of the people in that area of life. Buddhists, those guys. Meditation looks normal. If you do meditation, here it's like, what is he communicating with? Like, what? I'm observing the thoughts in my realm of mind. What the fuck? And I'm just pretending like I don't hear somebody right there. Like, and I'm pretending like I don't hear that knock on the wall right there. And I'm pretending like that's what I'm doing. Okay? But either way, so meditation, because meditation allows you to become aware of the thoughts in your mind. If it's like, I'll tell you, I always tell people this because it's really true to my heart. If I were to have tried meditation, I would have never have tried any other means of getting rid of my social problems or anxiety problems or whatever the thing is, alcohol, whatever. I would have not tried nothing if I had tried meditation first. And I put that on anything because I know the power of meditation. Like, I know. I know. It's not about no. I've been I've been meditating for about 2 years now. No, not even 2 years. Probably like 4 years if I really count. Probably like 4 years. Yeah, but it's not about the time frame. It's just about the intimacy with self. You get what I'm saying? And then it's about the awareness of how you're drifting, if you're drifting, or if you're kind of on focus on what you feel you want to be feeling throughout the day. It's a lot of things that comes that you become more in tune and intuitive about when you meditate, because it's like a time for stillness. How many times do you restart your phone? How many times have you restarted your phone? The phone you're using right now. How many times have you restarted it? In the sense like, my phone's, okay, let me just restart it. How many times? Probably never. Most people don't even restart their phone. Most people have never restarted their phone before. Their phone actually just turns off by itself because it's dead, and they just turn it on after charging it, or they're just using it. But most people just don't say, let me just restart my phone. That's restarting for me. Meditation is similar to restarting for me. Even though I don't really start over, but it's more like clean slate. It's so I need that. That's a part of my life. For me. I know. I don't even need to tell nobody. I don't need to talk about it. It's what it is. Like, it's a gift. If you didn't know, you just would never know. That's kind of the type of thing it is. But either way, that's the first thing. Second thing, you have to do some more study. Like, the inner work can't be skipped. The work you got to do with yourself. I can't, well, in another video, if I were to display the same information that I'm sharing with you so that you could see it physically, it would assist you. But I would suggest that you use the information that you've been presented with to do your own research, to come to your own conclusion. And the reason why I say that is because, number one, you grow more when you learn by yourself, because you find the best ways that you like to learn. Number two, you start building the habit of learning, because then your body and your brain is going to actually appreciate coming to conclusions on things that are important to you. So then now it becomes like an exercise for you to actually learn something, and it feels good. And that's where I would say I am, because that's all it is. Like, anyway, but so yeah, the second thing would be to study. Coming from Christianity is to study Egypt, is to study Horus. I actually make a whole list. I have to put it underneath here. Egypt, Horus, you want to understand the stories. You want to understand the symbolism, actually I can go into, but I mean, these are things that I want to understand. Let me put it that way. Some people just don't care, and that's why they don't even care. But yeah, but if you want to be free, you're gonna want to know. You're gonna want to know. But yeah, number three, what would be the third thing? I would say you really got to start connecting with people who are on a higher level of intellect and peace of mind that you can visualize. And I say that to say this: you're never going to learn anything by yourself. I didn't learn all the stuff I'm talking about by myself. The book I just read, somebody wrote. You know what I'm saying? So there's always the idea of socially growing outside of collective. You know what I'm saying? So the idea of personal growth goes nowhere in your life. It just stays more permanent. It becomes more foundational. It becomes more deeply rooted, because that's all of it for the most part. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of it, is the growth. So with that being said, yeah, those are a couple of things with other people seeking God outside. I don't know. I've gotten good at letting people do what they really want to do. To be honest, I don't know. Like, some people don't want to know. So, but yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I know I kind of went on a rant. Next video, I'm gonna be a little bit more tight. I'm gonna get some images and I'm gonna throw them up and do all this. But hit that like button if you enjoyed this content. Drop a comment down below of any other things that I could break down or that we could just talk about here. Because that's how I found this concept. Someone tapped in with me, so I love it. I appreciate it. It's cool. Um, and yeah, hit the love and subscribe button. Show me some love. Show me that you want to see what else comes out of this platform. And I know so I know the website is down. Okay, so the website's down, and the website's supposed to be going back up. I want to get it paid by like the end of this week, so it's not going to be down long. But yeah, still let me know if anybody's interested in purchasing Haritaki capsules. Um, I was making 100, I think 100 milligram capsules, and no, it's 1,000 milligrams. Sorry, 1,000 milligram capsules of Haritaki, which is a detoxifying root for your third eye or pineal gland, and it does a lot of other things. I got some articles I'm going to be uploading to the website. Um, and I was thinking about like making T-shirts or something, but like I wanted to know what you guys would want to see in the future from this platform, from this channel, because like I like over here I got some affirmations. I got some affirmations printed out. I got some vision boards printed out. Let me show you a vision board. Okay, got some vision boards. Got a lot of cool stuff for the mobile phones and laptops and stuff. So there's a lot of cool content coming, y'all. And also take advantage of that music. So we got good with a group of individuals by the name of TEDx Genius, and they make mindful music basically. And in the sense of mindful music, it's music that carries the messages of the greatest books from Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale. So many people wrote their books and have their audio forms. So they use these audio forms and make amazing songs out of them. So like some of the songs gives you some of the concepts from the greatest millionaires and billionaires, really. So like it's just information and music. If you're tired of listening to the garbage, this is a good option. It's free. They literally have, I don't know, over 8,000 hours of music. So just go in there and jump in there and just see. I don't know. I listen to them at least once a day, especially in the beginning of my day. Some of these tracks got the right beat, and then what I'm listening to is a lot like understanding when I get into the flow of focus. Like flow of focus is kind of like if you're a knitter or you sew, and like you just get into a state where you kind of like forget about everything, time is not existent, and you're just working, and you just know that's what you're doing. Like that's called flow of focus, and like there's a track about that. So like it helps you learn about some of these keywords so then you can go and research and learn more about these different aspects of life that you can use to make your life better. So that's it, family. I just wanted to run it all down and let you know what we're doing over here with Light Power, how we're trying to shine. Um, Also, be putting together a Slack community. The Slack community is going to be a place where people can drop comments, tag links, share links, um, and DM each other one-on-one. So it's going to be a closed group, but it's going to be everybody that's able to find us through Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And on there, I will also be assisting people with their business design and business setup. That's one aspect I wanted to implement into Light Power, is helping people more with their businesses. But to be honest, I've been trying to get a consistent flow of knowledge and information once before introducing anything that would distract it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want it to be on the same platform. I kind of just want to make a whole nother place for it. But either way, you know, we just going to build it, and that's how it's going to go. So either way, family, love y'all. Love y'all. Great time talking to you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.